Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're looking at how a tech company called Acuutech,
Yeah.
made a real difference for a group of schools over in the UK known as the Hopedale Group.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, and they've got this really awesome case study that I thought we could take a look at.
I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, the Hopedale Group is a collection of independent schools, and they work with students with all sorts of different needs.
Yeah, they cater to students with, a whole range from social and emotional challenges all the way to learning difficulties and even autism.
Exactly. They're all about providing individualized support.
Yeah.
So technology really plays a big role in how they do things.
Right.
But here's the thing. They were dealing with all these old, outdated IT systems. The systems just weren't really working for them anymore.
And that's interesting, right? Because Hopedale knew they needed to upgrade. They wanted to take advantage of all the benefits that cloud-based tools can offer, like Microsoft Office 365. And, they were probably facing a lot of unnecessary costs and even security risks.
Oh, yeah.
Which is something we see all the time, especially in education.
It's like trying to run a marathon in flip-flops.
Yeah.
You're just not setting yourself up for success.
Oh, right.
But the cool thing is, Acuutech didn't just throw a bunch of new gadgets at the problem.
Right.
They started by doing a really in-depth audit of Hopedale's entire IT infrastructure across all their school sites.
Yeah, that's so important. That thorough audit is like getting a detailed map before you head out on a journey.
I like that analogy.
It helps you see the potential roadblocks, but also any opportunities you might encounter along the way.
And boy, did they find some roadblocks.
Oh, yeah.
Hopedale's security score was only 25%,
Oh, wow.
which is basically like leaving the front door wide open.
Yeah, not good, especially when you're dealing with sensitive student information.
No, not at all.
A security score that low, puts the organization at risk for all sorts of dangers, data breaches, cyber attacks, you name it. And in the case of a school, that could mean compromising the privacy and safety of their students.
Absolutely.
So Acuutech definitely recognized this and made it a priority.
And they did. They boosted Hopedale's security score all the way up to 80%.
Wow, that's a huge improvement.
Yeah, it's like Fort Knox levels of protection now. And one of the ways they did this was by implementing something called role-based access controls.
Oh, yeah. Role-based access control is all about making sure that the right people have access to the right information.
Makes sense.
So, for example, a teacher might need to access student records, but they shouldn't have access to the school's financial data.
Right, right.
It's a really fundamental security principle, but it's often overlooked.
So it's not just about having a strong password.
Yeah?
It's about making sure you have a system in place where information is protected and only accessible to the people who actually need it.
Exactly. It's all about finding that balance between security and usability.
So what are your thoughts so far on Acuutech's approach?
Well, I think it's really impressive that they didn't just stop at fixing the security issues.
Yeah.
They also helped Hopedale move all of their data to the cloud.
Which is a whole other world of possibilities.
Absolutely. Moving to the cloud isn't just about backing up your data. It's about creating a more flexible and scalable IT infrastructure.
So what does that actually look like for a school like Hopedale? I mean, what are the practical implications?
Well, imagine teachers being able to access lesson plans and student data from anywhere at any time.
Okay.
Or students being able to collaborate on projects in real time, even if they're not physically in the same classroom.
That's pretty amazing.
That's the power of the cloud.
It's like you're taking the walls off the classroom
Right.
and expanding the learning environment beyond just physical boundaries.
Exactly. And for a school like Hopedale, which caters to students with such diverse needs, that kind of flexibility and accessibility can be a game changer.
Okay, so let's dive into how these tech upgrades translated into real business benefits for Hopedale.
Sounds good. This is where we really start to see the impact of Acuutech's work. So you know how Hopedale was using those outdated IMAT email systems?
Right, yeah.
Well, by making the switch to Microsoft Office 365, they actually unlocked some significant cost savings
Oh, really? How so?
through educational licensing.
Okay, so they were able to get rid of those old systems and take advantage of more affordable options that are specifically designed for schools.
Exactly. And it's not just about the licensing fees either.
Okay.
You see cloud-based solutions like Office 365, they often have much lower maintenance and support costs, especially compared to those on-premise systems.
That makes sense.
So this really frees up resources,
Yeah.
which can then be used for other important areas,
Like what?
like maybe enhancing their educational programs or even providing additional support for their students.
That's a great point because schools often have really tight budgets, so every penny counts.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, beyond just the financial benefits,
Mhm.
what kind of impact did these tech upgrades have on just like the day-to-day operations at Hopedale?
Well, imagine you're a teacher and you can easily share lesson plans with your colleagues.
Okay.
You can collaborate on projects in real time and access all your student data from anywhere with an internet connection.
That would be a game changer.
That's the kind of streamlined workflow that Office 365 enables.
Wow.
So it's not just about saving money.
Right.
It's about giving teachers and staff the tools they need to make their lives easier.
Yeah.
And really allowing them to focus on what matters most,
Richard.
teaching and supporting their students.
Absolutely. And we can't forget about that improved security we talked about earlier.
Oh, yeah?
Remember, they went from a 25% security score all the way up to 80%?
Huge improvement.
That has to translate into some real business benefits as well.
Yeah, absolutely. A strong security posture is crucial for any organization, but especially for schools that are entrusted with all that sensitive student data. You know, data breaches can lead to really hefty fines, legal battles, reputational damage,
Yeah.
all of which can be incredibly costly.
Of course.
So by strengthening Hopedale security, Acuutech really mitigated those risks.
Okay.
It's like they provided a form of financial insurance and just peace of mind.
It sounds like they went above and beyond to address Hopedale's needs.
They did.
So did they just hand over the new systems and say good luck?
No, not at all. They understood that, successful technology implementation.
Yeah.
It's not just about installing new hardware and software.
Right.
It's about supporting the people who are actually going to be using it.
So they provided training for the staff.
Yes, comprehensive training programs to make sure that all the teachers and staff felt comfortable using those new tools.
Okay.
And that they could really take full advantage of all the capabilities.
That's really important.
It's a critical aspect of change management that's often overlooked.
But Acuutech clearly understood how important it was. Because, teachers are already so busy.
Oh, yeah.
Introducing new technology without proper training could just completely backfire.
Exactly. Imagine trying to learn a new language without any guidance or support.
Yeah.
It would be overwhelming and frustrating.
Totally.
And the same principle applies to technology adoption.
That makes a lot of sense.
So by providing adequate training and ongoing support,
Yeah.
Acuutech ensured that the transition was smooth and successful for everyone at Hopedale.
It's a fantastic point.
Yeah.
It really highlights the human element of technology implementation.
Yes.
Which is often just as important as the technical aspects.
Absolutely. Technology is ultimately a tool.
Right.
And its effectiveness really depends on the people who are using it.
I like that.
Acuutech's approach to training and support really shows their commitment to empowering Hopedale's staff.
Okay.
And making sure that technology served its intended purpose.
So just to recap, we've seen how Acuutech helped Hopedale modernize their IT infrastructure.
Right.
They boosted their security, they implemented all these new tools, and provided all that training and support.
They did.
It seems like they really covered all the bases.
They did, and it's clear that all these efforts really had a significant impact on Hopedale's overall operations. By embracing technology strategically, they were able to enhance efficiency, reduce costs, improve security, and even create a more conducive learning environment for both students and staff.
It's amazing to see how technology, when it's implemented thoughtfully, can truly transform an organization.
It really is, and this is a story that goes beyond just Hopedale.
Oh, how so?
You see, the lessons learned here can be applied to any organization that's looking to use technology to achieve its goals.
Interesting.
Whether it's a school, a business, or a nonprofit,
Yeah.
the principles of careful planning, thorough implementation, and ongoing support, those remain the same.
Before we wrap up, I'd love to hear your final thoughts on this whole case study.
Sure.
What are the key takeaways for our listeners?
Well, I think the most important takeaway is that technology is not a magic bullet.
Yeah.
It's a tool that can be incredibly powerful when used strategically and thoughtfully.
I agree.
And by focusing on the needs of the users, providing adequate training and support, and taking a holistic approach to implementation, organizations can really unlock the true potential of technology and achieve remarkable results.
That's a great point. It's not just about having the latest gadgets.
Yeah.
It's about using them in a way that truly makes a difference.
Exactly. And I think the Hopedale case study really illustrates that principle.
For sure.
By partnering with Acuutech, they were able to transform their IT infrastructure and create a more secure, efficient, and engaging learning environment for all their students.
That's amazing.
It really is.
It's a truly inspiring story that highlights the power of technology
Yeah,
when it's aligned with an organization's vision and goals.
absolutely. And it's also a reminder that even in a field as complex and challenging as education, technology can really be a powerful force for positive change.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing how all these pieces fit together.
Yeah,
They didn't just focus on the tech itself.
right.
They really considered how these changes would impact the people actually using it every single day.
Yeah, and that's so important. Technology projects often fail, not because of the technology itself, but because of that human factor.
Right?
Acuutech really understood that, and
Yeah.
they made sure to prioritize training and support for Hopedale staff.
Well, I can imagine, now teachers can collaborate more easily, share resources,
Yeah.
access all that student information from anywhere.
Right.
It's got to make their job so much easier.
Absolutely. And it probably freed up a lot of their time so they could focus on, what they do best.
Teaching and supporting students.
Exactly. But the benefits go even beyond just increased efficiency.
In what way?
Well, think about the students at Hopedale. They often face really unique learning challenges.
Yeah.
And technology can be a really powerful tool to help them overcome those obstacles.
So by giving teachers the right tools, Acuutech indirectly helped to create a more inclusive and effective learning environment for these students.
Exactly. It's a great example of how technology can be a force for good.
Yeah.
Not just in terms of, business outcomes, but also in terms of its impact on people's lives.
It really shows that technology isn't just about, all the technical stuff. It's
Yeah.
about empowering people and making a positive difference in the world.
Exactly. And I think the Hopedale case study really highlights that, even seemingly small technology upgrades can have this ripple effect,
Yeah.
leading to improvements in efficiency, security, and ultimately better outcomes for everyone involved.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Uh,
what's the one big takeaway you want our listeners to walk away with?
I think the key lesson here is that technology is most effective when it's implemented thoughtfully,
Yeah,
and with a real focus on the human element.
I agree.
By understanding the needs of the users, providing that adequate training and support, and fostering a culture of collaboration and innovation, organizations can unlock the true potential of technology and achieve some really remarkable results.
I like that it's a reminder that even though we're talking about tech, it's really all about people in the end.
Absolutely. And it's a testament to Acuutech's approach, that they were able to create such a positive and impactful transformation at Hopedale.
Well, this has been a really inspiring deep dive.
It has.
And I think our listeners are walking away with a ton of great insights.
I hope so.
It's been a great reminder that technology can be a force for good when it's used strategically and with that human-centered approach.
Couldn't agree more.
Well, on that note, we've reached the end of our deep dive into Acuutech and the Hopedale Group. So until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and we'll catch you on the next deep dive.
See ya. Bye.